But here, the grief is distinctly Argentine. Ione Wells, BBC News in Buenos Aires.
Now on BBC One, it's time to join our colleagues with the news where you are.
Thanks, Nina, and a very warm welcome to BBC London. Good afternoon, I'm Thomas Magill. Controversial plans to pedestrianise parts of Oxford Street have been on and off the table for many years. The Mayor says his latest proposal to improve the street would increase visitor numbers, create jobs and boost growth for London. Many who live and work locally are opposed to any change, and today a team from the Mayor's Planning and Regeneration Committee met residents' groups to hear their views as part of an ongoing consultation. Our transport correspondent Tom Edwards reports.
A damp morning on Oxford Street on what can be the busiest shopping street in Europe. It's here the Mayor wants to create what's called a development corporation, taking planning decisions away from councils. The plan would be to pedestrianise the area.
It will be much better, yeah. People, there will be more convenient walking and no traffic, nothing, no cars coming here.
I think keeping the roads like this makes more sense. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't pedestrianise it anyway.
The fact that so many people are feeling really excluded.
Today, the Assembly Planning Committee, deciding on whether to oppose a development corporation, heard views from residents who feel excluded.
This is the wrong way round. What we need is to know exactly what is planned. If there is a plan for pedestrianisation, we need to know how it would work, we need to know how it affects congestion, and we need to know what it would do for the people who rely on the buses and taxis for access, and on the businesses who need Oxford Street for access in order for their deliveries.
This is what the Mayor previously proposed in 2017, but concerns over where the buses would go killed it off.
It's Christmas buying that dominates the shops and fills everybody's mind.
Once the jewel in the UK's retail sector, Oxford Street's popularity has waned. So is a development corporation the answer?
If you're talking to me as an Assembly member, I am deeply concerned that this is a power grab from the Mayor to take away power from local residents. And I don't know what it is that he doesn't like about Westminster Council leadership, but to come up with these plans at the moment against a council that's controlled by his own party seems very strange indeed.
The Mayor has said he believes a development corporation is the best way to improve and regenerate the street. The consultation is open until May the 2nd. Tom Edwards, BBC London.
The National Trust in Runnymede and Ankerwyck are calling for dog owners to pick up their pets' poo after cattle in the area have become sick from eating it. Neosporosis is an infectious disease caused by a parasite found in dog faeces that can cause serious illness in cows and other animals. Alice Bandcravy reports.
Come on! Chloe is a second-generation farmer, so her family knows from experience what a full-time job it is to keep their animals safe and happy.
So lots of babies, lots of calves in the field.
Yes, so we turned them out just over a week ago.
But this year, for the first time, they've lost as many as 6 cows to a disease transmitted through dog faeces.
So when dogs go to the toilet in the field and it's not picked up, the cows are obviously grazing the land and they can ingest it, like accidentally. Obviously it's not intentional, but it happens. And some dogs will pass on a parasite. It passes on a disease called Neospora, which causes the cow to abort during her pregnancy, and it's also then a lifelong condition, so she will likely not get back in calf.
And if the cows can't produce young, then they have to be sold to the meat industry. And for those dog owners who do bag up their dog waste, it's still not safe to leave that bag out in the open.
Calves are very inquisitive and they don't know what they can eat and not eat yet.
This is clearly someone who's been walking here, a dog walker. They've bagged it up, probably with the very best of intentions, but it hasn't made its way to the bin. National Trust is a pro public access charity, so we want to encourage people to get outside, enjoy the place, but at the same time be responsible dog owners, which means ideally you're encouraging people to pick up their dog waste and take it away with them or put them in the bins provided.
And although we did find evidence of people not doing that, the dog walkers we spoke to certainly were taking their doggy bags away with them.
You see some people like hang up on trees and things like that, and it's not nice for like the next person coming along. Like, it's just literally one of those things. Just take it with you. It's not like it's really that heavy.
And even if the bags say they're biodegradable, they're much better off in the dog waste bin. Alice Bandukravi, BBC London.
Work on a new garden to commemorate the life of Queen Elizabeth II has begun in Regent's Park. It's been described as a biodiverse and climate resilient space in central London for reflection and connection with the natural world. It's hoped the garden will open next year. Now, it's the London Marathon this Sunday, and among the 56,000 runners taking part is Alex Paget from Clapham, who is hoping to set a new Guinness World Record. Alex is a brain injury survivor and says he's hoping his costume he's wearing will symbolise the recovery from post-concussion syndrome. Intrigued? Well, I'll let him tell you all about it.
It's a cardboard structure held together with PVC pipes and a backpack and covered in expanding foam with a layer of spray paint on top. So my arms will be poking out of here. I am running the marathon in a giant brain costume. I'm hoping to break the Guinness World Record for the fastest marathon dressed as a body part, brackets male. I've had help from family and friends with the designing, but I've made this from start to finish. It's a heavy costume at 8 kilos, so it's going to be a tough day. I'm putting myself through this to raise money and awareness for a fantastic cause. Headway, the Brain Injury Trust, were really there for me during some of my darkest moments. I have post-concussion syndrome, so that is essentially concussion that hasn't healed. So I still have fatigue issues, balance issues, headaches, confusion, brain fog. Doing an Ironman in Vichy in France in 2021. I fell off my bike going around a corner and hit my head. The next day started to feel ill, and that is now what I know is the start of my post-concussion journey. I don't think it's possible to underestimate how much of an impact this had on my life. My diet, my sleep patterns, and now I'm finally looking at sorting out issues with my eyes. With brain injuries, there's very often no visible sign of the struggle that person might be going through on any given day. Headway are the leading brain injury charity within the UK. I want them to be able to help as many people as they can, and that's why I'm running the marathon in this ridiculous costume, to try and gather as much awareness and attention to, one, their cause, but two, to fundraise for them. I'm not fully there yet, but being able to say I can run the London Marathon, which is not something I thought I'd be able to do. So it's a huge milestone for me.
And good luck to Alex and everyone taking part. And we'll have full coverage of the marathon on BBC Radio London on Sunday morning from 8 a.m. And that takes us to the weather with Kate.
Good afternoon. An improving picture this afternoon. We had a very damp and grey start first thing this morning, some heavy rain, but it has been clearing, leaving a little bit of a legacy of cloud, however, but some brighter spells expected. Still could get a few spots of rain within the cloud this afternoon, but it is generally a drier picture. The cloud thinning a little, brighter spells, could get one or two breaks, so glimpses of sunshine, but temperatures chilly, just 14 Celsius today. Cooler along the Essex coast, we've got that easterly breeze. Now we've got some clear spells overnight, but gradually the cloud is going to move back in from the east, originating from the North Sea, turning overcast by dawn, minimum temperature around 5 Celsius. So a grey start again tomorrow. And within that cloud, we still could get a few showers, but it will start to thin and break a little more willingly through Thursday. So by the afternoon, some sunny spells, temperatures respond 17 Celsius. Now for Friday, you can see the high pressure extending south. That keeps us largely dry on Friday with some sunny spells, staving off that warm front in the west. So a dry day, could get some rain overnight. That will clear on Saturday, and you'll notice as we head through the weekend, temperatures getting a bit warmer. London Marathon, of course, on Sunday, we're looking at temperatures reaching 22 Celsius.
And that's it. There's more on the BBC News app, where you can see plans for a new extension to the British Library. But now it's back to Nina for the rest of the BBC News at 1. Good afternoon.